All right, so a definition of a horizontal asymptote. So if we have a horizontal asymptote here, what's going to happen is the line y equals L will be that asymptote if, as we approach negative infinity or infinity, this function goes towards this number L. And so that's really what we're looking at. And so if we think about like 1 over x, as this approaches infinity, L would be 0, right? So the limit as x approaches negative infinity, it's going to be 0. And the same would happen if limit approaches infinity, as x approaches infinity of 1 over x. It was also 0. And we know what this graph looks like. It's going to look something like this. And it never will quite hit 0, just like it has that vertical asymptote at x equals 0. So we also have a theorem here. So if c is any real number and r is a positive rational number, then we have the limit as x approaches is infinity of c over r. And when we do that, we're going to end up with something that approaches to 0, because as that x value is in the bottom, it gets really, 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 really small, or the bottom gets really, really large and the top is super small at this point. So no matter what, that approaches to 0. Same thing as if we went to negative infinity, it will also go to 0. An example of this, we already talked about it today, is 1 over x. As x gets really, 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 really small, it's going to go to infinity. But if it gets really, really, really large, right, if it's on that infinity side, if I graph that, no matter what I'm going to do here, this 1 over x, it's going to go super, 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 super close to 0, but it won't actually hit it. Just like on the other end, if I were to do the negative 1, it's going to get really, really close to 0, but in the negative direction, and it won't actually ever touch it. The key part here is that it's a limit, so it's approaching infinity, and at infinity, it's definitely going to look like it goes towards 0 because it gets closer and closer each and every time. So to go ahead and try this, if we look at this, we're going to find the limit at infinity. Well, infinity cubed is a giant number, and it doesn't really matter how big that number on the top is. Infinity cubed is always going to be bigger, and so we're going to end up at 0. Another example here is if I give you 5 minus 2x squared. Well, if I plug in infinity to here, I'm getting 5 minus 0, which is just 5. And on this one, what we might want to do is we might want to try and take out the x squared. So if I do that, I can write this as 5 minus 6 over x. So I'm just going to divide each piece by x squared. And that's all over 3 minus 1,000 over x squared. Right? And so no matter what we do when we plug in infinity to all three of these, we're going to end up with 0, 0, and 0, which leaves us with 5 over 3. So hopefully you're realizing here that if we have the same power, of x, we're going to end up using these numbers. But really the greatest powered x is what's going to make a difference in these problems. So if I were to compare all three of these, well, I know that the limit as x approaches infinity, well, x squared is bigger on the bottom, so as it goes to infinity, this is going to be like 1 over x, which goes towards 0. So this one's 0. This one, the middle one, they've got the same power, and if they have the same power, we're going to end up with whatever the coefficients are out in front. So this is 2 over 3. And if I've got one a little bit larger on the top, that's going to be the one that's most influential. Well, if I have infinity on the top, it's just going to go to infinity, and if a limit approaches infinity, it does not exist. So here are just some guidelines for finding limits at infinity of rational functions, and we just summed it up with some examples. But if the degree of a numerator is less than the degree of the denominator, it's always going to be equal to 0. If the degree of the numerator is equal to, then it's the ratio of the leading coefficients. And if the degree of the numerator is greater than the degree of the denominator, it does not exist.